Citroen's third generation C3 Super Mini has a much more distinctive style this time round, with quirky looks, a very individual feel, and even the option of a clever dashcam camera. Ultimately, there's nothing really revolutionary on offer here, but as a complete and highly personalisable package, it's desirably different.
Small French cars used to ride beautifully, grip tenaciously, and flow from corner to corner with a relaxed, unflustered motion, as, by and large, this one does. Now, it may come as news to some motoring journalists, but most Super Mini buyers don't routinely want to throw their cars around as if they were on a stage from the RAC rally. What most of them would prefer is a model that rolls the red carpet over the average, appallingly surfaced British road. As to a great extent, this one does. Now, it's all down to the way that the fairly conventional suspension setup has been tuned, although the downside of that is inevitably extra body roll through the bends. Stay with it though, and you'll find that there is actually more grip and traction on offer than you might expect. Beneath the bonnet, this third generation model carries over the engines used in the final versions of its predecessor, and the bulk of the range is built around an efficient PSA Group 1.2 litre 3-cylinder petrol PureTech unit that develops either 68 or 82 bhp in normally aspirated form, or 110 bhp if, as here, it's been fitted with a turbocharger. This pokiest power plant manages 61.4 mpg on the combined cycle and 103 grams per kilometre. Plus, it's the only unit in the range that's offered with an auto gearbox option. Now, if you can justify the premium for diesel power, two 1.6 litre Blue HDR units are offered, and they develop either 75 or 100 bhp. At last, Citroen models are starting to look unique and different once more. In 2014, the brand's C4 Cactus model started that trend, and this third generation C3 continues it with a look that, according to its maker, is distinctively offbeat. Well, the styling's certainly unusual, all fluid curves and muscular flanks, with a stance that's almost, well, SUV-like. Get a version that's all colour-kitted out like this one, and you'll be really making quite a supermarket statement. Time to take a seat inside. If you viewed other sections of this film, then you'll already know about the connected camera that sits behind this rear view mirror and allows owners of plushly specified C3 models to share their road trip photos and videos directly with friends and family. But there's a great deal more than that to set this cabin apart. These designer luggage-themed overstitched door pulls, for example, the retro-style instrument dial graphics, the intricately fashioned chrome-trimmed vents, the door bins with their unusual contrast-coloured interiors, and there's even a reverse air bump theme happening on the doors and the speaker grills. I mean, it all attempts to continue that cheery demeanour that was established before you got in. So, time to take a seat in the rear. Once you're inside, it's quickly evident that this isn't one of the more spacious Super Minis in the segment. The room and off will be fine for kids, of course, but adults stuck behind reasonably tall compatriots up front may well struggle a bit when it comes to room for their legs and knees. But then, how often is it really necessary to transport burly adults for any real distance in a Super Mini? Almost never. For the role that a car like this will typically be asked to play in an average family, what's been provided here will, for most buyers, probably be quite sufficient. Last but not least, let's take a look in the boot. Lift the tailgate, and after the relative restrictions of the rear seat, it's something of a surprise to find that the 300-litre space provided here is one of the larger cargo bays in the Super Mini segment. All of which leaves us, well, where? From an objective point of view, this C3 isn't the best car in its class. Subjectively, though, you could easily argue that there's nothing in the segment to touch it. It all depends on how you view the automotive world. We think this C3 makes it a brighter place.